Sonic Unleashed is divided into 2 parts, and just like that game, this video is divided into 2 parts, so if you haven't seen the first part already, go check that out. I'll give you guys a few seconds. Okay, I'm done waiting. So, Eggman summons this ancient abomination that splits the world up, and during the process, Sonic ends up transforming into the Werehog. During the daytime, he's our normal, handsome blue hedgehog, but at night, he turns into a filthy furry. During the daytime, the gameplay is the aforementioned high-speed boost gameplay. It's all about using fast reflexes and timing to maintain speed and reach shortcuts. At nighttime though, the game grinds to a screeching halt and becomes more of a slow-paced action-adventure game with platforming and puzzle solving. I love the daytime levels. At some points they can feel like they are playing themselves while you just hold down the boost button, but there's enough interactive elements to keep you engaged while you're appreciating the spectacle. Generally, I don't care about scores in Sonic games, but the extremely fast-paced nature of the daytime levels and the abundance of shortcuts really makes me want to play these levels again to get a better time. It lets casuals like me get a sense of what speedrunners feel like. As for the nighttime levels, yeah, you can probably already guess about how I feel about them. They're not terrible, honestly. Fundamentally, they're pretty sound, actually. It's just, they're very tedious and time-consuming. Some of these levels can take over 15 minutes to complete, especially if you're new to the game. Combat is a big focus of the nighttime levels, and I do think some of the combos are pretty cool. But once the novelty of each new move wears out, the brawling starts to feel very repetitive. A lot of these levels just feel like busy work. Pick up this rock, move this box, pull this lever. Okay, finally I can play the daytime stages again. Now I'm back. The most engaging parts of the nighttime stages are probably the platforming sections. Sonic was originally a platformer if you didn't know, and I also think that the Werehog's stretchy arms allow for some cool techniques, like how you can use his arms to save yourself if you miss a long jump, or use his arms as a grappling hook to get over large gaps. I feel like if they really focused in on the acrobatic element of the Werehog, made the levels a bit more faster, more kinetic, these would have made for some really cool platforming stages. Sonic began as a physics-based platformer, so a game like Speedrunners, where you have to use your grapple to manipulate your speed and angle of movement, sliding, rolling, and schmoving all over the place to get through obstacles, would fit perfectly with the Werehog's abilities while still feeling like Sonic. Or they could have just done what Nintendo did and made a fighting game with stretchy armed characters. I'm not really sure why they decided to add in the Werehog stages. Even before the game came out, Hashimoto and his team knew the Werehog stages were going to be controversial. I've heard rumors that the reason they decided to add in the nighttime segments was to pad out the game's length and make it longer. Given how fast Sonic just blasts through the daytime stages, this game would probably be only like 3 hours long if it was just those. The only confirmed reason I've seen comes from Hashimoto, who said that they included the Werehog because they wanted to introduce new players to the series?
What?
That's like saying, hey, I want to introduce you to Batman, so let's go watch Hannah Montana. There's also a third part to the game, kind of, that being the hub world. You use the town in each country to get to levels, talk to people, and do side missions. I'm pretty neutral on these. It is cool to interact with some of the characters, and many of them have storylines that progress as you make it through the game, which is cool. However, the thing that annoys me about them is that they make you have to do these little mini challenges just to get to the place you need to be to start the level. But the worst part about this is not only do you need to get past these obstacles first, you also need a certain amount of medals to enter each level. You can find these Sun and Moon medals in the hub world and in the real stages. Some are very obvious to discover, but others require a bit of some Sherlock Holmes action. I'd be fine if these were little collectibles that gave you bonus stuff, but these are required to progress through the game. So that meant I had to spend even more time in the already painfully long nighttime stages to find enough to progress through the game. Now, some people like exploration in their Sonic games, and that's fine. I like a little bit of exploration, right? You know, like an alternate pathway or a secret bonus area, but forcing me to have to check every nook and cranny of the stage, ain't nobody got time for that. It's unfortunate because I don't hate the Werehog. Yeah, he looks pretty dumb, but he can be really cool too. Some of the concept art for the Werehog was pretty crazy. Apparently one of the names they had for him originally was Evil Sonic. I mean, that's a bit of a stretch. I mean, he's not really much different personality-wise from regular Sonic, although I do think he's a bit more aggressive, at least in combat. There is one scene where he feels embarrassed and ashamed when Amy doesn't recognize him. He even seems depressed afterward. This is a side of Sonic we really don't see often. Despite being locked in prison for 6 months in Sonic Forces, Sonic is just chilling, cracking jokes like everything's cool. Tonally, I think Unleashed is in a really good spot. It's not as cheesy as some of the later games, but not as edgy as some of the earlier ones.
I'm going to destroy this damn planet.
So, I guess it's time, huh? I've rambled on for quite a bit, but what's the verdict? How do I feel about this game? Well, after going back and playing it again, I can say that there are a lot of things I appreciate about it more now. But there are also things that annoy me more now too. The daytime levels are amazing. Peak Sonic even. The music, the artwork, the level design, all really good. But the nighttime stages are honestly more of a slog than I remember. Now, there are two main parts of Sonic Unleashed, and if each part was equal in gameplay time, I'd be a bit more forgiving. But this 50-50 chart looks a lot more like 40-60 in terms of the day to night level ratio, and even that's being a tad generous. Hashimoto said before the game came out that the game would be 60% daytime levels, but that's definitely not true. The nighttime stages are so long that you're spending the majority of the game's runtime in the Werehog levels, and considering that's the worst part of the game, I can't comfortably say Unleashed is a great game because of that. As much as I love the daytime levels of Unleashed, I have to be fair and look at the complete package. It would be wrong for me to call Unleashed great while I turn a blind eye to the parts that aren't so great. I don't think it's a bad game either. Like I said, I don't know, Unleashed is just so hard to rank because the two sides of it are so different. And that's what I think makes Sonic Unleashed so controversial. Just about everyone at least likes the daytime stages, so Unleashed really does live and die by the Werehog levels. If you hate the Werehog levels, then Sonic Unleashed is probably not so good. If you don't really mind them too much, then Sonic Unleashed is probably a solid game. If you like the Werehog levels, then this is probably your favorite Sonic game ever. If you think about it, Sonic Unleashed is a lot like the first Sonic game. Its greatest flaw is that it was the first of its kind. It would take later games to iron out the kinks to really get it right. The same way Sonic 1 led to Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 and Knuckles, two of the most praised games in the series, Sonic Unleashed led to Sonic Colors and Sonic Generations, also some of the most widely adored games in the franchise. It sucks because this might honestly be one of, if not my favorite Sonic game if it were just the daytime levels. I've done a lot of videos about classic Sonic, so it might come off as a bit of a surprise, but I grew up more of a 3D Sonic fan. It's only after revisiting many of the games that I began to see many of their flaws, but at the end of the day, I respect Sonic Unleashed. It was bold, expressive, and inventive. It defined the 3D boost formula that would become Sonic's main gameplay style for more than the next decade. It trimmed down the cast to give a more focused story. This game, along with Secret Rings, defined the look of modern Sonic in 3D. The production values for this game are insane, and I can tell a lot of heart went into it from its developers. While I don't think Sonic Unleashed is a great Sonic game, I can still appreciate it, as it saved the series. And even if you wouldn't go that far, you can't deny that this game changed the franchise forever. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, there's a whole playlist of videos just like this one on the left side of the screen. If you want to be notified when I post a new video, then click on the subscribe button and the notification bell. If you'd be so kind, click the like button too before you go, as it really helps the channel grow. Thanks guys. Remember, the possibilities are never ending, and have a good one.